Welcome to Mirror Domains movie news for Friday, March 8th, 2024. Guys, Damsel was just released on Netflix and we did a full live watch along. And I gotta go and say, check that out because it was a pretty good movie. My short review of it will be out later on today once I edited it. But I thought that we would just turn on the camera today and go through some of the movie news headlines out there and see what's going on. But first, some more pressing issues. I have a can here of Coke Spiced. Zero sugar Coke Spiced. They say it's raspberry flavored. I'm a connoisseur. I like to try new things from time to time, so I thought that I'd give you my first impressions right now. Well, you taste the raspberry. It's got a really sweet aftertaste to it. Spiced is not the right word that I would use for it. I just don't know why you wouldn't call it Coke Raspberry. Spiced? No. How's the finish on it, James? I don't know. It's sweet. It's too sweet for me. I don't think I would ever buy this Coke Spiced ever again. Sorry, Coke. I know that you don't endorse me or whatever, but I guess you wouldn't anymore anyway. My review for Coke Spiced. Hopefully it's just a limited run. All right, let's get on here. Let's talk about some movie news headlines. What's opening up this weekend, guys? Well, in the theaters, Dune Part 2 is probably going to steamroll its way back to the number one, but Kung Fu Panda 4 has a chance to get in there because it's a kids' movie. Parents like to drop their kids off at the theater and just, well, unless they have to sit with them. I hear not so good things about Kung Fu Panda 4. I've never watched any of them before, so I don't need to go see that. I am going to go see Imaginary here at 4:20. I'm situated right here. This is my seat. I already booked the ticket. So I'm looking forward to this. It's a horror movie, kind of just like, well, the synopsis reads a lot like Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. How's that possible? You know how an older Peter comes back and then like Pooh's upset that he's been gone, so he tries to kill him. It's kind of like that. In Imaginary, a young woman returns to her childhood home only to discover that the imaginary friend that she left behind is very real and very unhappy that she left. So it's got that B movie kind of setup. Will it be schlocky or will it actually be scary? I don't know for 14A. I'm checking it out because I don't have a good reason to go sit down and watch Kung Fu Panda 4. I'm a grown adult. I don't have kids. It just doesn't seem to be a good reason for me to be sitting in a theater with a bunch of kids, so that's why I don't go see kids' movies. That's why if we do full live watch-alongs, guys, you'll see the moniker Grumpy Man Reacts. That's when we watched kid stuff like Encanto. I never saw it before, or we need to get back and start doing some more of those. We had fun doing that. But those are pretty much the only two big releases. I don't expect Imaginary to make a dent to Dune Part 2. Dune Part 2 last week had like an $80 million opening. And, well, I don't see... Maybe Kung Fu Panda can make 40 million. Maybe. Because let's just say Dune Part 2 gets cut in half at the box office this week. Which I don't think it will, because it's got extremely good word of mouth. And it's just like one of those big epic experiences that you kind of have to go out and see. Uh-oh. James. Oops. That's my Taylor Swift. Hey, what are you doing? Stop that. Imaginary is only at 30%. Kung Fu Panda's at 70. 81 by the audience, so Jack Black seems to be pretty cool. Doom Part 2, though, 93 by critics, 95 by the audience. Most people are loving it. And if you haven't seen it, guys, this is the night to go out and see. This is the weekend to go see it. It shouldn't be, well, it shouldn't be as busy, but I want to go see it again. It's just one of those movies where I was like, yeah, you got to see this. So, Imaginary, 30%. James, what are you doing? What are you doing? I don't know. I like horror. And then if you've got Netflix, also opening up today is Damsel with Millie Bobby Brown. And I like this movie a lot. I liked it. Um, I actually think I like Damsel more than Enola Holmes. And Henry Cavill is really good in Enola Holmes as Sherlock Holmes. Ooh, which one? Yeah, that's a tough call. Millie Bobby Brown's been putting out a lot of really cool stuff, man. She's working on Stranger Things season 5 right now. You hear that? That's going to be like the final season of that series. She's ready to start a new chapter in her life, and I'm really looking forward to it because she's really getting involved with producing these movies, and hopefully one day she'll direct, and that'll be cool in my books. Yeah, maybe Imaginary is very niche, says Glass Vikings there in a live chat. Maybe. Shall we look at some of the snapshot reviews? I'm not going to do a big formal review for this. You'll get my straight out of the theater reaction. That's pretty much all I wanted to say. Oh, Matt Donato didn't like it. He sees a lot of movies, though. Imaginary oversells, underdelivers, and is never anywhere as frightening as the deepest recesses of your own all-time terrible nightmares. Okay, so he didn't find it all that scary. Bummer. Newsday liked it. If you can withstand some of the goofier moments, Imaginary might serve as a reasonably effective fright flick during a slow week. So just don't have a whole lot of expectations. Dark Sky Lady. Not as epic as Megan or disjointed as Five Nights at Freddy's, Imaginary is an engagement film wedged between the two. Viewers will point, scream, and laugh at the scenes as scenes unfold, moving from creepy to ludicrous. It's a fun time. Okay, so it's a schlock. So it's gonna if it plays into the schlockiness. Why is that so dark there? Yeah, sorry, I gotta bring that up. It plays into the schlockiness of like, yeah, it's the imaginary friend, like kind of like a little bit more expensive version of Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Then okay, fine. I don't expect it to do well. I don't think anybody. I don't know who would expect this to do who have done well, but we'll have to see how it goes. Okay, and I don't know why my live chat is not up on the screen. Did I not cut that out and put the YouTube chat up on the side? There we go. My bad. My bad. Okay, let's go over the Hollywood Reporter. Start going down through some of these headlines. I haven't looked yet, guys. I haven't looked at the headlines. So I just basically pick out anything that jumps off the page at me, and we'll take a look at what the article says. Do we need a Stormy Daniels documentary? Do we? Do we need to know that story? I whatever. Box office Kung Fu Panda is bound for 3.8 million in Thursday night previews. So people did go see it on Thursday night. It's estimated with a $50 million opening, which would, if it opened for $50 million, that would be good enough to be number one. Because as I said, Dune Part 2 was probably going to get at least 50%, if not 60% cut down. But we'll see. It's kind of a bit of a slower weekend there. Anything else that jumps off at the page at me here? All right. Shogun bosses detail painstaking process to create feudal Japan and the likelihood of season 2. Well, I hear good things. I hear great things about Shogun. Let's pull that up. Hiroyuki Sanada, right? I want to see this. I'm hyped, but it's kind of like I don't have the streaming service. Oh, it's on. It's is it on Disney Plus again? Am I gonna have to sign up for Disney Plus again just to watch Shogun for a month? Maybe it'll be worthwhile because I hear great things about it, man. And we need a good series to sit down and watch. Arglass says Stormy Daniels doc just in time for the Ginger One's second inauguration. Whew. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to happen. I don't know. Netflix is getting into the ring with Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. Yeah, I saw on was it no TikTok last night. Mike Tyson training for this match. He Jake Paul is going to get his just lights knocked out of him. I've never seen Jake Paul fight, but it's kind of like Mike Tyson was still moving around like he can do it, man. And if you get he connects, I don't see how you're going to be able to brush that off. Yeah. We'll see how that goes. I'm not that big into boxing. Imaginary director Jeff Wadlow on his key casting battle and competing with Imaginary Friends movie. Yeah, not only is that Imaginary movie coming out this weekend, but then like in a month or so, Ryan Reynolds has a movie called Imaginary. It's called If Imaginary Friends, where it's more kind of like a comedy side of ooh, the imaginary friends are bugging us. Oh no. It's like, okay, well, in this one, the imaginary friends are going to try to kill you. So I'm more interested in this one. I am a Ryan Reynolds fan. I'll still watch the other one, but it's kind of like out of the two, I would rather see this one. But I don't know. It's kind of weird how, yeah, it's been happening since like the 90s, if not 70s, where movies with a similar plot get developed, but it's kind of like different people developing them. It's happened since like Volcano and Dante's Peak. It's happened for a while. All right. So there's an article up there talking about that. Ben Affleck's The Accountant sequel moves forward in Amazon, MGM Prime. Yo, that's good. Yeah, we saw this like what a week ago. We reported on this. I guess it's coming more into fruition. Not only is Affleck back in action, but so are J.K. Simmons, John Bernthal, and Cynthia Addie Robinson. But no, who am I thinking of? Why am I drawing a blank on her name? Zaslav. Well, I guess her story would be done, right? Um, I really like The Accountant. What did The Accountant get on the tomato meter? Anna Kendrick, right? Because she was somebody of the firm that they were investigating. It wouldn't. I guess it wouldn't really make sense to have uh, Anna Kendrick come back. But again, this is just going to prove that you can't always trust the critics. They got 52% on this. It's not a 52%. This is a good movie. It's like 7.6, if not 8 out of 10. A lot of it has to do with Ben Affleck's performance in this. And it's got John Bernthal, Punisher. It's cool, man. They've got a number of really cool scenes that happen in this. And of course, Anna Kendrick is awesome. So, um, yeah, it's kind of a bummer that she won't be part of it, but be interesting to see where the story goes. There's a big article up on this on Hollywood Reporter. Let's go over to Variety. Final Oscar predictions. Yep, everybody's submitting their final lists for today, and we'll see how that goes. It wants to taste really raspberry, but I don't know. It's kind of like a you know what it almost tastes like if you've ever had like a raspberry herbal tea. It's kind of like that, but carbonated. Ugh. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so where are we at? Jimmy Kimmel doesn't buy whatever. Stranger Things play I moves to Broadway. Okay. Oh, Bifer, this is a story for Bifer. In defense of Bradley Cooper, whose Maestro Oscar campaign was genuine and vulnerable, not thirsty. I got no, like, I don't doubt um, Bradley Cooper's talent. He's got talent. I think he's a little bit like Zack Snyder in the editing room, though. Um, yeah, it's good to have your insights on it, but I I had like the first 40 or so minutes of Maestro is it's rough. It's kind of like, what kind of a movie am I watching here? There's a lot of clips back and forth. It's a non-linear film, so it's happening in, oh, this is the present time, oh, this is him in the past, kind of thing. It's like, I should have maybe stuck through it, but I couldn't. I couldn't do it. I wanted to go back and revisit it, but I got other things like I want to do, like play guitar and watch Damsel with Millie Bobby Brown. That's what I want to do. I would watch Damsel 5 times in a row before I finished watching Maestro. That's the kind of thing. Anyway, you've heard me rag on Maestro. Is that all we have left for variety? Hey, wait, what's this? Natalie Portman and Benjamin Malpai divorced after 11 years. So she's back on the market? Natalie, can we get married, please? Bummer. You hate to see that happen, right? She's only 42, and they married back in 2012. So she was like 26, 28 when they got married. That's about reasonable age. But things just didn't work out, huh? Well, Natalie, if you didn't know, Natalie's one of my favorite actresses. We should watch Black Swan together. She's so awesome in that. And she was really good in May December as well. There's one scene in there. It's a sensual scene that she does. Uh, she kind of takes advantage of this one guy, but it's a dark thing. And the guy's like, "Don't you love me?" And she's like, "No, this is just what adults do." It's like, but she says it in such a way that's, she's awesome, man. She's awesome. Bummer. She'll come through this. We need to get her back in Star Wars. Do a Clone Wars movie with de-age them a little bit or something. You don't have to take all of it off, like have them all like fake CGI faces, but like have like an Anakin kind of Padme story again. People would watch it. They would. The prequels resonate with fans. Uh, excuse me. It's not as hated as people think, as Red Letter Media's videos would let you believe that the prequels were a dumpster fire. But she's a great actress. She was great in Heat. Um, Obviously, people liked her in The Professional. That one's like, ugh. You know, at the time when I watched The Professional, I didn't. I guess maybe because I was like around, what was it, 20 when I saw that? Or no, I was like 17 or 18. I never picked up on how creepy it was actually for the Jean Reno character to be. Yeah. Anyway, that's The Professional. We can talk about that movie later on. But yeah. Um, but now that I watch it older, of course I pick up on it. Everybody likes Gary Oldman in that movie too. The performance, you love to hate him, kind of thing. Natalie Portman going through some trials and tribulations that life delivers. My thoughts are with you. Next, Christopher Walken on Dune 2, ending a 4-year movie break in his Star Wars screen test. My partner in the audition was Jodie Foster as Leia. Oh yeah, he had tested out to be a Han Solo, right? Um, a lot of people seem to rag on Christopher Walken's performance as Emperor Shaddam the Fourth, right? Um, I thought he was fine. Now, he didn't seem to be as calculating as the Emperor was in the David Lynch version. Like he seemed to be taking a lot of counsel from the Benny Gesserit and his daughter. He didn't seem to like put his foot down a lot, and we didn't see a lot of the space guild, did we? Like he had a lot more interactions with that, and we didn't get to see that stuff, which kind of bums me out a little bit. Maybe hopefully we'll see that in the third one. You know, those are the weird floating worm things that we see. Yeah, I want to see more of that stuff. I don't think people should rag on him. It was cool to see him. That I'll tell you that. It was kind of like, oh yeah, right. Christopher Walken's in this movie. Cool, and he can still deliver lines, man. He can. So I wasn't as critical of his performance as some people were. Let's see what Joe Blow has up here. Keaton has seen Beetlejuice too. Okay, good. Imaginary is really bad. Okay. Well, I'm seeing it in just about 2 hours with a big bag of popcorn. I'll be sitting there going, and I won't be having a Coke spiced. Somehow I gotta finish choking this back. Ugh. Ugh. Yeah. Willem Dafoe might have been a better cast than Christopher Walken. Oh yeah, well, Willem Dafoe always brings it. I could have seen Willem Dafoe. I think Villeneuve just realized that he's Villeneuve is a little bit like Christopher Nolan. He takes people from like movies that he really liked in the 70s and 80s and stuff, and is like, okay, I like that actor. I want to work with them. And like Christopher Walken, as we saw in that article, hasn't worked in a while, but he's still kicking around. So it's kind of like, do you want to work on a movie with me, please, Christopher Walken? And he's like, yeah, sure. And I'd be like, cool, man. Like that would be something like you put check off on your bucket list of like, holy God, I got to work with Christopher Walken. That's awesome. Um, and Nolan does that too with things like he puts like in smaller roles for things like in Inception and stuff. He'll put in people or like the Matthew Modines. He kind of helped Matthew Modine get back on to a little bit more of his feet, right? Didn't he? No, yes. All right, let's go. Let's go through the site and see if anything jumps off. Here, me talk to me. Star Sophie Wilde is hacking the planet from a film adaptation. Watch Dogs video game. Night Shift. Pierce Brosnan gives his pick for the next Bond. Is it going to be Cillian Murphy as the next Bond? I think they want a younger Bond. Cillian's like almost 50, isn't he? Scream 7. Mason Gooding shares his thoughts on the troubled sequel chances. Yeah, we talked about this the other day. His character is kind of tied to Jenna, uh, and it's kind of like they had that romance, right? Um, Jenna Ortega. So it's kind of like his character is dating her. How are you going to say that they broke up? Or that's not what people want to see. They want to see them together. I would, guys, seriously, if there's an option in one of the contracts from Jenna Ortega's uh, signing of the first Scream 5 movie, they must have signed options for 3 films. Just wait until she's done Wednesday season 2, bring in writers and find another director to tweak the script, and you're just gonna have to make her the focal point. Wait for her, and then you could have Mason Gooding come back. And you know what? I would just rehire Melissa Barrera, unless she's really gone off the rails. I don't know, but I feel for him. He's kind of like a collateral damage of this kind of thing. Like he should have been a part of Scream 7, and who knows where that's going to go. Paul Giamatti took to podcasting about the paranormal and wants. Oh yeah, I heard because Christian Harloff said this once on Christian Harloff does like a UFO show on Tuesdays or something, and he talks about stuff. And he said that he asked Paul Giamatti at what the Golden Globes or something about because Giamatti's really into the UFO stuff. I don't know if he's into Sasquatch. I'm into Sasquatch. I want to prove that it's real. But yeah, so he says he explained we were zooming when Zoom was a new thing. It was nice to chat with this guy, and we found each other having these longer and longer chat. Stephen jokingly said, "We ought to do something about this." Talking about what, like UFO sighting and stuff. That's cool. This is if you're wondering why his eye is like this, is because it's is from the movie The Holdovers, which he's really good, and he could end up winning Best Actor this weekend. I would just say this: don't pay attention to which eye is his lazy eye, because throughout the film, the lazy eye switches sides. And I don't know if it was a bad editing error or if that was a purposeful thing, but a couple times it took me out of the film. It was kind of like, wait a minute, wasn't your lazy eye on the other side last time? I think I even said that in the theater. I was like, wait a minute. Yeah. Anyway, I'm just a stickler for details. It's just the way that it is. We'll have to see how if he wins the Oscar. If he won the Oscar over Cillian Murphy for his performance, I would be like having no problem with it because he was that good. Next, Messi, the dog from Anatomy of a Fall, will not be attending the Academy Awards. Well, yeah, an animal doesn't really need to be there. It would be kind of like bored for the most part, standing around all the time. You might get scared too with all the flashing lights and people trying to usher in celebrities into the proper uh, frame. I don't know. What happened to Eric Idle? He got old. That's what happened to Eric Idle. What are you talking about? The I wasn't aware that anything happened to him. He's recently feuded with former Monty Python colleagues. Oh, yeah, no, I do remember I was hearing something a little bit about that. Terry Crews joins Dave Bautista in J.J. Perry action comedy The Killer's Game. Golden Schmoes. I don't even know what the heck that is. So Michael Keaton did see Beetlejuice 2 and he liked it. He called it beautiful. Okay. I can't wait till we get to a teaser for this. Messi would make the messy red carpet hourglass Viking says. Yeah, he might leave a little some mud on the carpet. No, I don't think he would. I don't know. What else have we got here? Swallowed by a whale thriller. Whale Fall. From director of No One Will Save You. Oh, we liked that movie last year. No One Will Save You. The home confinement alien thriller kind of thing, where she doesn't speak a whole lot of dialogue in it. He's going to be directing something about a whale, huh? Whale Fall. Okay. Do we have a synopsis? Uh, Jake Gardner has given himself a fool's errand to find the remains of his deceased father in the Pacific Ocean off the coast of Monastery Beach. He knows it's a long shot, but Jay feels it's the only way for him to get a little weight off guilt he has carried since his dad's death by suicide the previous year. The dive begins well enough, but the sudden appearance of a giant squid puts Jay in real jeopardy, made infinitely worse by the arrival of a sperm whale looking to feed. Suddenly, Jake is caught in the squid's tentacles and drawn into the whale's mouth, where he is pulled into the first of four stomachs. He quickly realizes he has only 1 hour of oxygen before his tank runs out. 1 hour to defeat his demons and escape the belly of a whale. Wow, so it's going to take place mostly inside of the whale? Weird. I got shades of something there. What was I? Jay Gardner. The last name Gardner. Jaws. Was it Bill Gardner that took out his boat in the? Remember all the guys that were loading into the boat, and Hooper was like, the chief wants me to tell you guys you're overloading that boat. That's the boat that went out, and he's the guy that gave the scare of the hole in the hull of his head coming through the hole in the hull that made Richard Dreyfuss scream. That jump scare still gets a lot of people these days. It does. But interesting. Fascinating. Um, sorry, I forgot where my tabs are. Margaret Qualley to play Amanda Knox in Hulu limited series. Let me close up some of these tabs. I'm somebody that like my computer's good enough. I usually have like 30 tabs open when I do my live shows, guys. My computer handles it like a breeze. Margaret Qualley to play Amanda Knox. Oh, I know Amanda Knox. Seriously? We just saw Margaret there in Drive Away Dolls, right? Which she was good. She was good in it. An 8 episode limited series. She was good in Driveway Dolls. She did a real Texas accent. I thought it was fairly well. She's the daughter of somebody famous too. Who's she the daughter of? What's her name? Andy McDowell. Yeah, she's the daughter of Andy McDowell. If you don't know who Andy McDowell is, there she is right there. She was in Hudson Hawk, a bunch of other stuff. The Maid. Oh, yeah, she was good in The Maid. She was in the love interest in Groundhog Day. Good career. Really good career. And she's aged gracefully. How old is Andy McDowell? 65. Wow. But her daughter is turned into quite the actress as well. I don't know about the live the I do like crime stuff, but I don't know if we should be making movies and series about them trying to capitalize on it. So somebody's reviewed Damsel. Really? Night Court, Brent Spiner, Nanny O'Donnell return as the Wheelers. Wow, she's aged. No, that's not aging well. This is them in the 80s. Or maybe they aged them up a little bit. They were just kind of like not hillbillies. They were just kind of like down on their luck people that were trying to live the American dream, but kept on having the worst luck happen to them. There was a gag kind of thing. Oh, we bought a hot dog stand, but then a tornado came away and took the hot dog stand, and that kind of thing. uh, okay, so they tried to revive that gag for the new series. I haven't watched anything of the new season because I could barely watch 5 episodes of the first season. Uh, Maybe I should try to come back to it because I did like the original Night Court series. She's in this, huh? She just had. She said that she just beat a cancer scare, right? This actress, Kate McCucci. Well, that makes sense that she's the daughter. I don't know. Curious. Is that it for Joe Blow? Looks like that's it for Joe Blow. Movie Web. Manhunt. Who is Anya Taylor Joy's character in Dune? The Witcher season 4 first look. Liam Hemsworth as Geralt. Expected soon, so it's not there. The difference between Wicked and Oz and the Great and Powerful explained. Furiosa director. Different animal. We need a new trailer for Furiosa. That first one was good, but we need something more. When does Furiosa come out? It's coming out this month. No, next month, isn't it? May. Sorry, it's May. Yeah, we should be getting a second trailer soon. They need to show us something a little bit more. Maybe something a little bit less on the visual effects side. Show us more about the story stuff. You know that Annie just she morphs into every role that she does, so it's kind of like she's going to handle it well. Um, and I really can't wait to see more Chris Hemsworth as bad guys. Yeah, there's Chris Hemsworth right there. Zack Snyder thinks Batman not killing is making the DC icon irrelevant. Excuse me. Well, did Christopher Nolan's Batman make it irrelevant? That's my counter to that, Zach. I'm guessing Whale Fall should be a short movie. Maybe. Chris Pratt and Rebecca Ferguson team up for Mercy. Two good actors. Can't go wrong with talent, right? Oh, you can, James. Directed by Timur Bekmambetov, Mercy follows a detective falsely accused of a violent crime in a near future world. Fascinating. Hopefully, she's the detective. That would be cool. And make Chris Pratt the bad guy. Mercy is set in the near future. Uh, Centers around a detective played by Chris Pratt. Okay, Chris Pratt's going to be the detective. Who is falsely accused of a violent crime. The narrative progresses as he fights to establish his innocence and clear his name. I need to sign up. Maybe I want to watch this Silo as well, and a lot of it's because I want to see Rebecca Ferguson. Um, she was awesome in Dune Part Two. She's good in almost everything that she does. So yeah, looking forward to it. Next, James Gunn sets the record straight on Wonder Woman casting rumors of Elizabeth Debicki. Elizabeth Debicki was rumored. I really like Elizabeth Debicki, but I think they wanted to go in a different direction, didn't they? Like they wanted a younger Wonder Woman. I never had this thought. But they do need to announce who's going to be. I was hoping at the San Diego Comic Con that they were going to announce who the Batman is. Hopefully, Alan Ritchson. That'd be cool. Um, and the new Wonder Woman. But I don't know. Uh, and you know that she's already been in the Shazam movies in the DC universe, but I can't think of a better person to play Wonder Woman now than Grace Caroline Curry, who apparently just got married, which is, I guess, okay. But I wanted her as Lara Croft. Lara Croft. Yeah, there she is in the Shazam movie. I thought she was fine, but she looks like she could be cut. She's cut from the same cloth as Wonder Woman, right? Put some. Yeah, she could be Lara Croft as well. Why not? She would be my pick. I'd work with her in a heartbeat. Uh, Again, somebody else who commands the screen. Anyway, I do like Elizabeth Debicki, but I just don't know. Every movie coming out, mystery poster has the internet believing a Rob Zombie Freddy Krueger series is releasing in October. What? What is this? Rob Zombie's going to be doing a Freddy Krueger? I don't think so. Why is this page taking so long to open? A poster for a new Nightmare on Elm Street series entitled Fred fooled many people into thinking that Rob Zombie made a secret TV project. Okay, so it's just a fan project. Well, we've seen those before, right? we know that Blumhouse would love to get their hands on this property, as well as Friday the 13th. I would just reboot them both. Pay whatever you just paid 400 million for Exorcist, and look how that worked out for you. If you can get your hands on these two properties, build them up and build them towards the Freddy versus Jason movie again. Do it like that. Fred, DJ Qualls. DJ Qualls is Fred, the nerdy guy. It says it's fake. Oh, okay. Huh. All right. I'm not seeing anything here that really else jumps off the page. I don't really care. Zack Snyder's trying to go to bat for Rebel Moon, but it's kind of like it's not working. It's not happening, man. All right. Well, how long have we been going for? 42 minutes? Yeah. I didn't think it would be this long, but hey, we're just looking at some movie news stuff. We'll round out by looking at the Twitterverse here, see if we missed anything. Timothée Chalamet, Paul Mescal, and Austin Butler are the only actors born in the 90s to be nominated for Best Actor. Oh, really? That'll change. New Fall Guy poster, May 3rd. Apparently, whoops, Steven Spielberg loved this movie. He got to see an early screening. One of the perks of being a, well, Oscar winning director. I want to see it mostly because of Emily Blunt. From the director of Bullet Train. I like Bullet Train. May 3rd. And if it's going to be that kind of fun, slapstick, action, comedy kind of stuff, I'm on board. Because we know that Ryan Gosling can do that kind of stuff if you've ever watched The Nice Guys. Yeah. Madeline Brewer has been cast in You Season 5. Miramax describes the upcoming Halloween TV series as a creative reset, completely going back to the original film, as opposed to spinning out any of the more recent film adaptations. So, yeah, there's like a TV series. I don't know. Why is Sidney Crosby trending? Because it's trade headline day. I don't know. I probably got a better question for them. Sidney Crosby, when asked about the message management sent by Jake Goodsell, was he traded? Yeah, it's trade deadline day here in Canada, guys. Um, no, I don't even watch it. I just want to see the headlines. I need to see the current trades, the tracker. Who's going where? Andrew Peak. Jake Allen. Really? To the Devils. Really? From the Canadians? Huh. He's a goaltender. Sorry, guys. I'm just perusing the trades here to see if anything. Opozo to the Panthers. That'll be like a small boost for them. Opozo is good, man. He started out with the Islanders, right? Is that where he started? Then he played in Buffalo for a little bit. It looks like Malcolm Subban. Anything else? Kuznetsov went to the Hurricanes from the Capitals. Huh. Anthony declares. So that's from yesterday. So nobody big. No one huge. Fascinating. All right, let's go back to finish out the movie headlines. And then that's it. Love Lies Bleeding. It's fresh on Tomato Meter with 91%. I think I'm going to probably have to go to the art house theater to see this one. Which is weird because I just went to the art house theater to watch a movie about this kind of a love story with drive-away dolls. But this is more like a Bonnie and Clyde version of a love story, right? Where it may not end well for them. I'm curious because I do like Kirsten Stewart and I do like Katie O'Brien, right? I want to see more work from her. And it looks like in this one, she might get a lot more screen presence to show us what she's got in the tank as an actor. And hopefully it's good, because I think she can do it. Sophie Wilde to star in Watch Dogs. Okay. Demi Lovato joins Rose Byrne and Dominic Sessa in Tow. It will chart the true story of a homeless Seattle woman who fought her way out of low company hell, tow company hell, to reclaim her life in car after receiving a tow bill for $21,000. Wow. Demi Lovato wants to act. Rose Byrne's awesome. Dominic Sessa, we just saw him in The Holdovers, right? He's good. Curious. Julianne Moore, Marion George. Zendaya for Challengers. More footage. It's going to be racy. It's going to be a racy movie about or what do they call it? Threple, or whatever now? Like a threesome, basically, guys. Thriple, is that what the kids call it? I don't know. Evan Peters is featured in Ariana Grande's music video, We Can't Be Friends. Is he? There's Ariana. Still having her blonde hair from Wicked, it looks like. She's a good singer. She's got talent, obviously. And I can't wait to see Ariana in Wicked, to see if she's got the acting chops. Just like Demi Lovato, she's got that acting bug in her, and we'll see if she's got it. Arglass says, cool, James. Hopefully you'll get something from the imaginary other than brain freeze. Looking forward to the Fall Guy. It's good enough for Spielberg. It's good enough for me. Yeah. Truple? Is that what they call it? Truple? I don't know. Godzilla Minus One has won 8 awards in 2024 Japan Academy Film Prize Awards. Cool. You know what? I bet they're regretting that they didn't put it up for Best Foreign Film. It may not have been the better film out of the one that they chose, but just the word of mouth would have gotten a lot more people talking about it. Best screenplay. Yeah, that movie had no business being as well written as it was. I want to watch it again. Actually, I want to own it on 4K. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 wins Best Foreign Film at the Japan Awards. Boy and Heron wins Best Animated. Yeah, that's one I want to see. Wonka is now streaming on Max. Okay. All right, guys, I think that's it for me today. Yeah, we've already watched the entire movie. We watched this. I got some shorts to edit, and then at 4:20, I'm going out to see Imaginary. Thank you very much for joining me. And I hope you enjoy your weekend. I'm working Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, guys, so we'll be back on Tuesday for some stuff. And we'll see how it goes. Roadhouse is out today. Any reviews? Roadhouse is out today? Is it? I thought it was until later. No reviews. When's Roadhouse come out? Well, it says March 8th. It's on Amazon, huh? We'll watch it. We'll watch it together or something. I just don't know when. Maybe next week we'll watch it. We'll see. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Join me on Tuesday or whatever. We'll be back. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you next time right here on Mirror Domains.